What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the top 15 knives that I really want to get my hands on for review on this channel. This list is made up of knives that I have either handled for myself and not ever shown on the channel due to me having handled it before I started the channel, or knives that have always intrigued me and I've just for whatever reason never been able to get my hands on. Now, some of these I will easily be able to get my hands on myself through people in my network, or if it's out of my own pocket, and some of these knives are discontinued and I will absolutely need help obtaining them. So if that's the case, then I'll say, hey, this is one of those that's going to be a little bit difficult. If somebody has one and they want to lend it to me, then great. You can find me on Instagram at metal_complex. That's a good way to contact me. But in any case, this is more so just for entertainment, just to kind of let you know where my mind is at and what the future holds for this channel, or what I hope that it holds for this channel, whether you are new or somebody who's been watching for a long time. If you are new, I like to do top 10 videos such as the one you're seeing here, or top 15 in this case. I like to do knife reviews, knife overviews. I like to do unboxings. I like to do discussion topics. I've got a Quest for the Perfect Budget Knife series on Saturdays and a Knife Guy series on Sundays. I also like to give knives away. So if that sounds good and you like daily knife content uploads, this might just be the channel for you. So go ahead and hit subscribe and make sure your notifications are set to all. If you have been enjoying my content for a while, I do have my Patreon link down in the description. If you'd like to support me there, that'd be great. Okay, we got through that in 2 minutes. So let's go ahead and start off here. These are in no particular order. Yeah, the last one is in the last place. The number 15 is there because I'm just drooling over it. But please don't be tempted to skip ahead. The first one here is the Spyderco Tenacious. I have definitely handled this knife. This knife was a user for me for a long time. It was my very first Spyderco knife. This thing is awesome. By today's standards, a lot of people, looking at, for $50-some I can get a better knife, better knife. Sorry, all the lights are off right now to keep the glares out of the iPad. But this is an amazing knife, and it remains to be an amazing knife. I want to get this thing on the channel. I want to take a look at it. I want to talk about it because I got a lot of positive energy about this, and I want to discuss it. Absolutely. Moving on here. Whoops. The only picture that I could not get with a white background, the Guardian Tactical Recon. This thing has some sort of ball bearing. They put bearings underneath the switch, the operational switch, so it has this like ultra smooth operation. I've owned Microtech knives in the past where the switch, as you use it, it sort of rubs that aluminum away, and some of them can be really difficult to press. I found that a little bit of oil generally alleviates that, but it is interesting, this smooth mechanism. I'm also intrigued because this thing's entire overall length is like 7.75. It's not quite 8 inches, making it a very compact yet still very capable sort of EDC style OTF. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be legal for everyone everywhere, but this knife is definitely intriguing to me, and I want to get my hands on it for a multitude of different reasons. Are we centered here? Are we perfectly centered? I don't know. Moving on here, this is one that I might have some trouble getting a hold of because it is discontinued. I have owned this, and I've also owned the 0561, 2 of the 4 of these that were ever made. Technically 5 if you count the blackwash one that actually came with the steel lock bar insert. This is the ZT0560 Hinderer design, not the original ZT collab, but one of the early ones. And I'm so sorry, I'm trying to get this straight so you at home watching it on your TV don't have to worry about the top part of that not being level with your TV. But anyways, the ZT0560, originally in G10 and LMAX with a titanium frame lock, this thing was contoured. And the other side of it was like golf ball textured. It was so cool. Came in LMAX, and then they had the ZT0561, which had the brown scale and some slight changes, some quality control changes. Apparently there were some lock face issues originally. Then they had a blackwash version with the blackwash blade. Then they had a blackwash version, very few, they're very rare. They had steel lock bar inserts. And then they had like this ZDP 189 laminate. Is that right? Or is it an S90V laminate? I can't remember what it was. It was some crazy version of it. They all go for scary high prices right now. My only hope of getting my hands on one of these is to go back in time and tell my myself in the past to not be stupid and sell both 0561s that I used to own, or just have a generous person lend me one. But this is definitely an awesome ZT knife. Sad that it's gone. Would love to get my hands on it. Next one up, this is just an intriguing little knife. So I actually have, because of Neves Knives, I have this knife's big brother, the CRKT Razzle. This is the CRKT Mini Razzle, or the compact Razzle, I guess. This just looks cool. I mean, it has like a super utility. I love the scraper blade shape, the 90-degree blade shape. It's actually sharp here up by the front. And then it's got this little carbon fiber overlay. I don't know if it's actually carbon fiber. This is a really inexpensive knife. I want to say it's like 25 bucks. I am definitely intrigued by this. I will probably pick this knife up for myself. It just looks cool. It looks like something that I would throw in the console of a truck, or just like in a vehicle, or in a drawer, you know, just like a knife that's ready to use right then and there, and is really utilitarian for a bunch of different things, whether it's a simple opening a box task, or, you know, scraping something off of a surface. I mean, it just looks like a perfect little knife. Plus, it's got what looks like those little thumb studs doubling as the external stop pin, bracing on both sides of the frame. I like that, especially in a knife that, I mean, obviously you should never pry with a pocket knife, but if I was gonna pry with a pocket knife, this is set up for that, you know? I'm sure it's running on nylon. That's kind of a bummer, but maybe not. Maybe it's on phosphor bronze. I really want to take a look at that one. This one, I've been talking about this guy a lot. This is the Benchmade Mini Crooked River. This is on Benchmade's custom shop. This is a little bit bigger than the Benchmade Bug Out. The scales are contoured, so the whole body is a little bit more robust and thicker, but it's still a nice compact size. Has a very EDC oriented blade shape, but it has some nicer touches to it. It's got the bolster. I wouldn't go for the wood or the orange, but, you know, like I'm imagining this with a blue pivot collar or silver pivot collar, and then doing some G10 and some 20 CV, or even carbon fiber. Oh, absolutely. Now, I know a lot of you guys look at this and you're like, why would you want to change it? It looks beautiful the way that it is. You can definitely, I mean, this is the standard version of it. You can definitely get it like this. But this is an excellent knife. A lot of high opinions about it. I listed it as one of the most underrated knives, despite it still being popular. I think it should be substantially more popular. So I've handled it before. I just really want to talk about it on the channel. Moving on here, this is the Bestech Paladin. This was the first Bestech knife that was ever recommended to me, and gosh, I hope I'm getting this right. I'm 99% sure this is the Bestech Paladin. I had to go through and find pictures with white background so it's easy for you guys to see, but I've never actually handled this, which is the only excuse I would have if I get this model wrong. But this was the very first Bestech that was recommended to me, and I ended up grabbing a different model, or having a different model sent to me, and then I just kind of forgot about it. And this is still a knife that a lot of people loved. I mean, I think this was the knife that turned a lot of people on to Bestech. At around 50 bucks, it's got Bestech's typical action, apparently. D2 steel, it's got nice contour G10 scales. It's got skeletonized steel liner with a liner lock. I mean, it's a great looking knife. Comes with a two-tone blade. I think they have satin finished blades available. They've got black, OD green, tan, you know, like what you usually see. But this just looks like a really compelling budget knife, and I feel like it's something that I should get my hands on and talk about a little bit. I should be able to grab that one on my own. This is going to come as a surprise for a lot of people, because you're like, you did that video on ZT where you bashed their new line, and you were just like, what are you doing? Listen, I'm a huge ZT fan. I do not agree with where they're at currently. I'm hoping that there's a large enough echo in the community that we start seeing a return to your roots kind of situation with ZT, where they turn around and do some more of their old school robust folders. This was the biggest slap in the face as far as everything that ZT has released recently. Now, I understand there are some of you out there who really like this. For those of you who don't know, this is the ZT0022. It is a very tiny knife. It's literally a 2-finger position knife, carbon fiber and 20 CV. It's quite expensive. Some people really love these little compact knives. Apparently it does flip well. The fit and finish is great. It's got ZT's typical build quality. It's just like, no, like, you know, I don't make stuff like this. Make something else. But there's enough controversy surrounding this model that I feel like I need to. It's just like with the one that Looks, you guys said it looks like a horse with a saddle on it. The ZT knife that I reviewed here recently, the one that's about 280 bucks. It's black with that sort of saddle-looking brown G10. I reviewed that and I actually really liked it. Now, the one thing that knife had going for it that this one doesn't is it was a full-size knife. This is a little tiny guy. I am not partial to knives that I can't get my whole hand around, but I still want to look at it. If I'm gonna bash it, I'm gonna talk crap. I should at least look at it. So. Definitely one I want to look at. Next up, this is an obvious one, the Civivi Praxis. I'm sure a lot of you are like, what? You haven't reviewed this? Yeah, I've actually never handled this. This is like a major EDC favorite amongst a lot of people. I mean, I can see why. Straightforward handle shape, nice chamfering. Obviously, it's going to be rounded at the edges. The blade shape offers a massive draw. I'm going to guess, knowing Civivi, that thing's starting stock thickness is no more than 110 or 115 thousandths at the most. Okay, maybe 120. But look at all that room that has to drop towards the cutting edge. I've heard these things are laser beams. It's got a forward choil. Duh, that's an obvious one for my channel. That's definitely something I should get a hold of. It's also, for those of you who don't know, most people would put it in the budget. What is it? I don't know exactly. I mean, most people would put it in the budget price category. There's a link down below if you want to check it out. The Benchmade Adamas. I can't believe I've never shown the Benchmade Adamas on my channel. We have a local Benchmade dealer, so I can handle all these different Benchmade knives. I have handled the Adamas so many times. I've gotten so close to purchasing this knife. This has been around for a long time, guys. The Benchmade Adamas has been around for a while. They have a manual version of it, and they have an auto version of it, where you just pull back on the axis bar and it fires. This is Benchmade's heavy hitter. This is like their ultra mega heavy duty beast mode knife. And do they still come in D2? I don't know. These are big knives. These are hammer them into the ground type of hard use knives. And I've heard that they can they can back up the claims on this knife. You know, or that there's a lot of users on the internet that will tell you the same thing. These things are pretty much beast mode. I'd love to talk about it on the channel. I believe that's a Shane. Is that a Shane Seibert design? It looks like a Seibert, definitely. This is a new one, the Civivi Brigand. Look at this thing. I mean, I took one look at this online and went, yep, I definitely want that. I love straightforward, simple, classy looking blades. For those of you trying to get perspective on how big it is, blade length is about 3.5 inches, like 3.4 inches. I think the overall length is about 8. It's right there in that sweet spot people like. We have heavy chamfering around the outside, shadow boxing, so you can see the liners. I love that. We got 2 screws back here, unobtrusive lanyard hole, forward choil. We've got a blade shape that's utilitarian. It should be strong considering how thin it probably is. Very plain, very classy looking, very gentlemanly, but probably still very capable in a number of different EDC settings. Yes, 1,000 times yes, I definitely want to get my hands on this. This is probably one that I'll just pick up for myself. Moving on here, this is another obvious one that I have never handled, ever. This is the ZT0550. This is the original Hinderer collaboration, the one that was meant initially to basically be ZT's XM18. This thing is a monster. Like, I mean, it's like full thickness. Like the ZT 0562 is the current sort of ZT XM18. And it's got 155,000 stock thick blade. The titanium's a little bit thinner. G10's a little bit thinner. I mean, like, you know, a lot of people like stuff like that. But this guy was just as robust as a true XM18. Different blade shape, different handle shape. But I've heard owners of this thing are still using it, still beating on it. It's very difficult to find one of these brand new and unused anymore. And if you do find one, I guarantee you it's going to be massively overpriced. I still want to get my hands on it. I still want to look at it and talk about it. It's definitely, I mean, me being like a crazy Hinderer fan, this is definitely a model that I just can't stand to not be able to talk about. And I really want to experience it. This is definitely one that it's not something I'm going to try to obtain on my own. It's something that I might request that a generous viewer lend to me. Yeah, I think these are awesome, definitely, or awesome looking anyway. Moving on here, this is an obvious one too. I mean, those of you who have been watching my channel, I guess. This knife has made multiple top 10 lists on my channel. This is the George V ECP version 3. This is, in my opinion, it's one of the very best folding knives that exists. Now, the problem is it's very expensive. It's a mid-tech. I used to own this knife, and I loved it. I don't know why I got rid of it. It is a straightforward titanium frame lock with some of the most glassy, smooth finishing. I've talked about this before. I have never experienced the type of glassy, smooth finishing that is on the titanium and the steel. There's tumbling on both, but there's this one. It's like somebody froze a sheet of water and then polished it. That's what it feels like. It's unreal. I love this thing. Phosphor bronze. I specifically, I think the one that's got the frag pattern with the faux bolster from Monkey Edge, which is probably the best version of it. I stupidly sold mine a long time ago before the channel even got started. It's definitely one I'd like to potentially lend from a viewer or potentially borrow from a viewer so that I can review it and give my thoughts on it. I've got a lot of positive things to say, definitely. Moving on here, we're going to get a kind of 3-for-1. I'm cheating. Those of you, familiar with Greymon knives will know all three of these models. The top one is the Sawtooth. The middle one's, I believe, the Taiga. I've never handled that one. And the bottom one's the Dua. I have handled the Greymon Sawtooth in that specific version, the Tai. There is one in titanium and G10. There's also one in titanium and carbon fiber. I don't know if they still make these or not. It is huge. Think like bigger than Praetorian tie, huge. It is massive. The blade's not quite as thick. It's about 187 thousandths, but the titanium slabs are also 187 thousandths. The version I had was 20 CV, 2 pieces of titanium. It was a mid-tech, and I got that thing for 400 bucks. That was a good deal for back when I had it in 2016. Being a mid-tech, being made 100% in the United States, that's awesome. Definitely want to get my hands on that. This looks like an ergonomic masterpiece for a hard use folder. Definitely would love to get my hands on the Taiga, some contouring and some texturing there, 100%. The Dua, a lot of people swear by it as like a mega overbuilt sort of compact EDC. It's like a little tank. I'd love to get my hands on any of these for review. That would be super cool. I love Greymon knives, and I feel like they fly under the radar a lot of the time, so would love to. This next one's gonna make you guys laugh. We're actually the second to last knife here, number 14, the Cold Steel Espada XL. I don't care what anybody tells me, this is the most impractical knife on the entire planet. I keep thinking that I'm never gonna meet somebody who's gonna try and explain to me what a practical situation where you would want to carry this big of a knife. It's huge, guys, it's huge. What is it? It's like an 8-inch blade. Just the other day, somebody was like, no, you shouldn't dismiss that. Even the XL one, they all have their place. And there was this big, long book they typed out. And I was like, no, I'm not reading this. Listen, I think if a really small version of this would be really cool, like a little compact version, but it's still like there are lines and things in the handle that don't make sense to me. I want to review it just because it's crazy. That's why I want to review it. They're very expensive. This is definitely one I would probably need viewer help with, but still want to look at it, absolutely. Last one here. This is a huge one. The Holt Spector V3. I have been drooling over this knife for a very long time. For those of you who don't know, these Spectors have gone through 3 different sort of upgrades. I mean, the initial version was amazing, but this is about an 8.1-inch folder with a 3.5-inch blade, fully flat ground. Just beautiful fit and finish all the way around. These are machined all in-house. They are as high-end production as you could possibly get, but such amazing attention to detail. You can get it in just about any color scheme you want. Different handle patterns. They've got Damas steel, just if you get on the list for one of these, apparently it can be made to your exact specifications. And I just think this is one of the most beautiful things that exists. I am just drooling over this. I would love to handle one. They are very expensive, so I know any viewer would probably be apprehensive about lending me one, but I would love to take a look. Guys, this is going to be it for today's video. Like I said, there are links in the description for a lot of this stuff, so if you want to purchase something and help support my channel, please do. If you enjoyed this video in any way, shape, or form, please leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on this Metal Complex logo right here and subscribe to my channel because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.